Corey Blimey, megastar US rapper, begs Coronation Street bosses for roll-on soap after revealing he's a huge fan.
Kate Bliss height. How tall is Bargain Hunt star?
Helen Flanagan branded Marilyn Monroe as she pours curves into thigh-grazing mini dress. Hello and welcome to the April the 1st edition of Barely Contained, the online celebrity journalism podcast which still believes spaghetti is grown on trees. I'm Matt Withers. I'm joined as ever by Chris Beckett.
Hello there, Matt.
How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad, thanks. Yeah, nice reference to one of the classic fools of past times.
Yes, I think that one may be not one for your parents' kids, maybe one for your grandparents or great-grandparents if they're still with us.
Yeah.
Let's start with a bit of celebrity reportage. Chris, would you be interested in me talking you through a quite remarkable story about Snoop Dogg?
Always. You don't even have to ask. Just get on with it.
Well, this is from the Sun's website, and it's, there's so much going on here. I flat out love this story. It's headlined, Corey Blimey, megastar US rapper, begs Coronation Street bosses for roll-on soap after revealing he's a huge fan.
I'm, part of me is still not liking Corey Blimey.
No, I don't like Corey. He doesn't work at all, does it?
It's not, yeah, that's not how you pronounce core.
No, and also it's a very kind of cockney pun for a show which is famously set in the north of England.
Yes.
And I mean, we'll give it away now. Well, I'll tell you the intro. The intro is, rapper Snoop Dogg is eyeing 2 coronations, busting out some rhymes for King Charles and busting out lines in TV soap Corrie.
Right, okay.
And so this is illustrated by a Photoshop mock-up of Snoop Dogg in the Rover's Return. For some reason, he's surrounded by smoke. So I don't know if it's suggesting that he's kind of been parachuted in Doctor Who style, or, you know, if he's been smoking some of the exotic herbal cigarettes, which I suspect he may possibly be partial to.
Yeah, I was going to suggest as well, it's almost like an angelic thing as well.
Yeah,
it's this white smoke.
Yeah, it does. It does look like he's some kind of holy figure. Quite remarkable. Snoop, real name Calvin Broadus Jr., could be the surprise musical savior at the King's coronation.
Could be absolutely buckling under the weight.
Yeah, it's really doing some heavy lifting there, isn't it? Yes. The unlikely monarchist revealed he would love to perform in Windsor on May the 6th after a string of stars, including Sir Elton John, Adele, and Harry Styles, declined.
Hang on. Isn't it at Westminster Abbey?
It is famously at Westminster Abbey. So with Snoop to be performing in Windsor, they were really going to have to crank those amplifiers up.
I mean, he might be performing in like a Windsor Wetherspoons.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, so that's a nice early error. And Snoop, 51, is also a huge fan of ITV's Coronation Street and fancies propping up the bar at the Rover's Return.
Well, that's also likely to happen.
He insisted, I'm down to perform at the coronation. Make it happen. I'm guessing there, Chris, that might be kind of American vernacular that he is up to perform at the coronation, because down would suggest that he's actually been booked for it. And I don't think at this stage Snoop Dogg has been booked for the coronation.
No, I mean, who is he imploring to make it happen? Is it Courtiers? Is it his agent? Is it
the king himself?
Also, as well, like, I don't know if it's changed, but he used to not be allowed to fly like over to the UK. because of past indiscretions.
I think we come on to that. But yes, you are correct. But that will be dealt with in this.
Apart from that.
apart from that, and also the fact that his oeuvre, I would suggest, would be a little off kilter with what one would expect at the coronation.
I might put a cheeky pound on this one.
Snoop told The Sun at the launch of his new partnership with crypto casino Roulette that he would be happy to honour the late Queen Elizabeth, who he affectionately calls Queen Lizzie.
Affectionately, disrespectfully, take your pick.
Will you be investing with crypto casino Roulette?
Didn't they hang around with the dweebs?
Oh, chef's kiss to that cultural reference, because there's a lot of references on this podcast that I think would be shared by very few people. I think that one will be shared by literally 2.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, slam your eyeballs against this. That's how the tune to Rude Dog and the Dweeb started. And if you'd like more of that, listeners, we'll be launching our episode-by-episode podcast to Rude Dog and the Dweebs later this year.
Yeah, the Dweeb cast.
Oh, don't even joke about it. The Drop It Like It's Hot stars' love for the royals began in the... Yeah, I'm going to start this one. This sentence, listener, takes a massive screeching about term in terms of content. See if you can spot the moment in which this sentence takes a strange turn. The Drop It Like It's Hot star's love for the royals began in the mid-1990s when he faced a UK tour ban after being accused of murder. I think that's what you were alluding to earlier, Chris.
Yes. I mean, thinking about it, I didn't actually realise it was murder. I thought it was a drugs offence.
No, it was an accusation of murder, which for me, Chris, is up there with the worst of crimes.
I would say so. It's more than sort of slap on the wrist territory.
And then, honestly, this story just keeps on giving. Charges were later dropped, and Snoop said, when they tried to kick me out of England, the Queen made a comment that her grandbabies loved Snoop Doggy Dogg, and he had done no wrong in Britain, so she gave me permission to be here. Those grandbabies grew up to be Prince William and Harry, so I had influence on them, and they had influence on their grandmother, which enabled me to get into this beautiful country. They love my music. There's mutual love and respect. Now,
wow.
I would venture that there is literally no truth in any of
I
that.
mean, you say that, but I'm sure you can imagine Prince William at home getting out the vinyl pressing of Doggy Style. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Matt, I'm quite disappointed you didn't try and do an impression. I mean, it might have caused an international incident, but I should have given it a go.
Of Snoop Dogg?
Yes.
No. So I'm sure I would remember if there'd been a story at the time that Snoop Dogg was allowed into the country by a direct intervention from the Queen. I just feel that might have been quite big news at the time.
It feels like something that would have been a day-to-day sketch.
Snoop went on, Coronation Street. I love it. If they call me, I'll do it. I'll play whenever they need. Wow. I love the cinematography, acting, the storylines, and just the reality. I'd like to be part of it because they've been part of my culture. And I know what you're going to say, Chris. It's the cinematography.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think not enough gets said about the cinematography, especially that bit where the cat ducks down under the roof.
I remember I think the Oscar for cinematography that year went to when Alan Bradley was hit by a tram, if I recall. Rita!
Wow.
What a very strange thing for Snoop Dogg to say. that he loves the cinematography of Coronation Street.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's not quite sure what Coronation Street is.
Well, he says he'd like to be part of it because they've been part of my culture. And I suppose when I think of the last kind of 30, 40 years of Black American hip hop culture, I suppose I do think of Ken Morley.
Yeah, or Weatherfield.
Yeah. Weatherfield, very much the Compton of Greater Manchester. Oh dear. Snoop, who has had 9 top 10 UK singles, was speaking at the launch of his new game Hotbox with the crypto casino Roobet.
God, they've had two references and 2 links as well.
Yeah, they've done well there. Whoever's doing the PR for Roobet will be punching the air here. Not so much in 9 months' time when there'll be stories in the press about how it's collapsed with with considerable debts, but for the time being, they're doing very well.
Crypto casino, what could possibly go wrong?
You want to put 2 words together, which says to me, do not get involved with this business whatsoever. I would say crypto casino, possibly, but I don't want to impugn Roobet. I would just say, be careful. Yeah. Explaining the importance of being behind it, Snoop said, I'm always into the advancement of the world and technology. I'm always trying to be first rather than last.
Fair enough.
Well, absolutely. This is a brand new adventure going on in the world, and I've always been ahead of the curve. I'm trying to keep my foot where it's meant to be at. And end of your leg, I guess.
It's like restless leg syndrome.
He's got the Jimmy legs. I love the team at Roobet because they're about giving back, not just taking and making money. They give to charity and give opportunities to people who wouldn't otherwise have it. And then completely randomly, he also hit out at cancel culture, insisting that's what the fans love. When you get me, you're getting a one-of-a-kind experience. And that's weirdly where it ends.
Well, have you seen the little bullet point after that?
Oh, well, yes. Is that the find out more about?
Yes. His title.
I completely missed this. Find out more about Snoop's partnership with Roobet as Chief Ganjaroo. Oh my word! Oh, Chief Ganjaroo.
Wow. What a title.
What a title. That's one you're going to have to enter in manually on LinkedIn. I suspect it's not already an option on there. Wow. I don't know. I think that is a remarkable piece of journalism.
Yeah. I'll remember that. It will live long in the memory.
Yep. When people say, what's his name? I'll certainly remember it. Now, Chris, I believe you've been delving onto the online pages of the Daily Express for a story about a star of Bargain Hunt.
I have, Right. And this is headline, Kate Bliss height. How tall is Bargain Hunt star?
Ooh.
Bargain Hunt's Kate Bliss is one of the experts guiding the red and blue teams on the BBC series, but fans want to know about her life away from the show.
Of course they do, and probably her height, I'll wager.
Well, I was going to say her height is obviously pivotal even to her life away from the show.
Yep.
Bargain Hunt airs today on BBC One at 11:15 a.m. with the show heading to Oswestry Showgrounds. Natasha Raskin-Sharp will be on hosting duties, while antiques experts Ben Cooper and Kate Bliss will be assisting the contestants to find some prized possessions which could make them cash in auction. That sounds very much like straight out of the Radio Times.
Yeah.
Additionally, Charles Hanson will be auctioning off a rare Chinese treasure found in a bag destined for a charity shop. Okay. How tall is Bargain Hunt expert Kate Bliss?
Yeah, and then that's in in bold and in considerably bigger type for some reason.
Yeah. Hailing from Herefordshire, Kate is an antique expert and television presenter.
That doesn't tell me how tall she is.
Her television work includes Flog It, Secret Dealers, Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is, and of course, Bargain Hunt.
Still don't know how tall she is.
Patience. She's both a member of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors as well as a fellow of the Great Britain Gemological Association.
I don't know what that is, but it doesn't tell me how tall she is.
It does not. Kate landed her job on Bargain Hunt after being spotted by the cast and crew at the Brightwells auction house while working on an episode.
Again, no tall.
Kate is said to be 5'3" or 1.6 meters tall, according to Marathi.tv.
Finally, we know we can end this story. I don't know what Marathi.tv is.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine it is a Wikipedia-style site devoted to the height of famous, or in this case, I would say, semi-famous people.
I would say I've literally never heard of her.
I also don't quite understand, like if you're wanting to know someone's height or write a story about someone's height, surely they would have to be, they would have to seem pretty, statuesque, or at the opposite end of the scale, quite small.
Yeah,
that would be piquing your interest.
I would say I would love to read a story about Warwick Davis's height. I would equally love to read a story about Peter Crouch's height. Anyone in between, not interested.
I mean, 5'3", perhaps I would imagine slightly below average for women. I don't know, like maybe, yeah, not much though.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have thought so.
So Kate was surrounded by antiques from a young age, with her father having his own sales room. The star said she grew up rummaging for treasure and sitting on the auctioneer's rostrum and felt a lot of the antiques business was in the blood. She said, "My father certainly taught me how to auctioneer and command the room."
I kind of feel like we've kind of completed this level in that the idea was to find out how tall she was. And
it's I've lost interest now.
I'm bored.
Anything else? Let's have a look. She could have been a barrister. Loves reading books, as well as exercising with a family dog or doing Pilates.
I like the fact she loves reading books and watching films. You only have to add swimming to that, and it's kind of what we were taught in our National Record of Achievement to put on job application letters, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It's Duke of Edinburgh Award. Bargain Hunt airs on BBC One today at 11:15 a.m. Now, if you're listening to this, this will not be correct.
Yes, do not turn on your TV at 11:15 and find no Bargain Hunt, and then tweet us about it. This was
don't blame us.
It will be though on the BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, exactly, and you can check out Kate there. Right, Matt. What are you going to play us out with?
Well, as it's the last story of the month, I feel we should go back to one of the kind of classic stories. When we started doing this podcast, we were doing the stories, basically the ones which are about, a woman putting a picture on Instagram and somebody having to deploy all their journalistic ability to trying to get the best part of 800 words out of it. So anyway, quite apart from that, my story's from the Daily Star online, and it's headlined, "Helen Flanagan branded Marilyn Monroe as she pours curves into thigh-grazing mini dress."
Wow, that is this. Yeah, it's a flashback, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I don't know how many years we've been doing this now. It's a lot, but it feels ages since we've done a story where a celebrity poured their curves into anything. In this case, a thigh-grazing mini dress, which you don't want to graze.
Painful.
It sounds painful. It's like when you were playing football on concrete at school. The last thing you wanted was a graze.
Scuffed knees, gravel.
Yes, scuffed knees are not sexy. You don't just get headlines about scuffed knees, do you?
I mean, what I'm interested in, Matt, is who has branded her Marilyn Monroe? Someone pretty famous, I should imagine.
I would imagine so. We'll get on to that. It goes on. The subhead is former Coronation Street bombshell Helen Flanagan turned up the heat with her latest snap as the blonde bombshell risked flashing her knickers in a teeny mini dress. Oof. I don't know. I'm having a hot flush. She rarely goes a week without updating her loyal legion of fans with another scorching hot snap on our Instagram feeds. And Thursday's post was no different, after Helen Flanagan decided to melt the internet all over again with her latest sizzling snap.
Breaking the internet's not enough anymore. You have to actually melt it.
You're going to melt it. Imagine if this is really irresponsible, because this is, this could be like the Millennium Bug. Imagine if planes start dropping from the sky and it turns out it's because the internet's melted because of Helen Flanagan's sizzling snap.
Yeah, you're so selfish, Helen Flanagan.
I know, but people need the internet to go about their daily lives. People are booking appointments with their doctors, Helen, via the internet, and she is literally melting it.
Yeah, 2 words: do better.
Yeah. The former Coronation Street star's snaps regularly command the attention of her 1 million followers online, but her latest post certainly struck a chord with fans online. Two uses of the word online in one sentence there.
Stubbs.
Taken to Instagram. Drink.
Yeah.
God, we've not said that for a few years.
Oh.
The blonde bombshell, 32. Oh my God, the blonde bombshell. I mean, you're really getting into like 80s Sun terminology here, aren't you? The blonde bombshell, 32, posed up a storm.
Drink again.
Oh my God, this is wonderful stuff. This is if you're playing Barely Contained Bingo, you're going to be hammered at the end of this one. Posed up a storm in a white and pink floral dress, which hugged her hourglass curves perfectly.
Ah, yep.
God. Oh, what are we doing? Her strapless dress featured a soft A-line design with a floaty skirt, which risked a wardrobe blunder as she risked flashing her knickers to the camera while stretching out in a velvet blue chair.
Two risks there as well. Yep, I thought it was a wardrobe malfunction. No, a wardrobe blunder sounds like something sort of Frank Spencer would do.
Betty. Yeah, malfunction would suggest that the fault lay with the manufacturers, whereas wardrobe blunder would suggest that it's her fault. So they really need to get their story straight here. She accessorized the summary ensemble with a large gold designer watch, which complemented her gold rings and her hands as she worked her best angles for the camera. Helen styled her luscious blonde locks into loose, beachy waves, which cascaded down her back in perfect ringlets as she beamed to the camera.
That's beautiful. Beautiful description.
It's poetic. It's genuinely quite poetic, actually, this piece. The Mum of Three finished the look with a full face of glamorous makeup, which celebrated her glowing skin with a pinch of blush on the apples of her cheeks.
Oh, just want to pinch her cheeks.
You should be. The apples of her cheeks. I don't.
Oh. It makes her sound like Aunt Sally from Wurzel Gummidge.
Oh, Chris, some lovely, lovely cultural references today. Well, you've got Rude Dog, you've got Aunt Sally. All you need is Sharky and George, and you've got and Trans World Sport, perhaps, and you've got the entire Sunday morning Channel 4 1987 lineup. Bit of kabaddi, perhaps.
As you well know, Matt, that I used to have a Sharky and George bath mat.
God, yeah, you did. She added a soft wash of golden eyeshadow to her eyelids, which she topped with lashings of black mascara, and added a swipe of nude pink lipstick to her lips.
It's a mixture, though, isn't it? It's like some of the description is suggesting great subtlety. And the other is like lashings.
Yeah, just whack it on.
Is she slapping it on, or is she just being quite, less is more about this?
Helen captioned the post, "First day that felt so spring-like, flower emoji, one of my fave looks from last spring collections, flower emoji," which he signed off with a kiss. It didn't take long before her adoring followers showered her in compliments online immediately after posting. One user penned, "Wow, wow, wow, whoa, 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 whoa." There's a lot of W's. 4 heart eye emojis. As another gushed, "So beautiful, so pretty, absolutely stunning looking girl." 2 heart eye emojis, 7 purple heart emojis.
The police have been called.
Yeah. A third chimed in with, "You look a bit like Marilyn Monroe in that photo." As a fourth echoed, "Beautiful and gorgeous."
So hang on, the person who's made the headline,
Yeah,
is not even named. They're just a third person.
just a
On
third
Instagram.
person, just a third wheel. And there's just one comment on this story. It's from Jack Marr. Jack Marr says, "MM had class, the other doesn't," which is not nice, is it?
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not nice, is it? If you're not getting anything nice to say,
no one
keep
is
it
to like
yourself.
that comment.
No,
Yeah,
keep it to yourself, Jack Mass.
rightly so.
Oh, well, Chris, I don't know about you. I have had a lovely time looking at the last month's worth of celebrity reportage.
Yes, yeah, I've very, very much enjoyed myself.
We'll be back on May the 1st, so May the 1st be with you. But in the interim, Chris, would you like to point people to where they could engage with the Barely Contained brand on the social media?
Yeah, you can check us out at the Rude Dog and the Dweebs fan site message board, or why not get us on Twitter at barely _pod, or on Facebook, Barely Contain the Podcast, and you can find all sorts of extra bonus material, little videos, and the like.
You can indeed. You can also go to your podcaster of choice, wherever you're listening to this. So if it's Google or Apple or Amazon or Spotify, subscribe, give us a review. That's always very kindly received. And yeah, just spread the word about Barely Contained out there. We will be back, as said, on the 1st of May, as with every month. So thank you for listening. Thank you very much, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, yo, slam your eyeballs against this. I was sneaking in people and scoping the scene, copping a major toot. When I cut loose this bunch of dweebs, whoa, I've been trying to teach them some rude. Nah, dog, that is. Yo, dudes, get rude.